Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and we got the big Marvel D23 update. Well, today was the day for Marvel Studios and they dropped a ton of goodies over at D23. Now, there are a lot of things we didn't get, but quite honestly, they left us with a really full plate. So I thought we could take a couple minutes and talk about the highlights from the presentation. Now, Marvel Studios surprised fans on multiple fronts, but one thing that wasn't a surprise was the Fantastic Four. Now, we didn't get a cast reveal for Fantastic Four, but Marvel Studios did indeed confirm the director. WandaVision's Matt Shakman has now been officially confirmed by Marvel Studios to be the director of the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Now, like I said, sadly we didn't get any casting news, but it is pretty good to know who is going to be leading up that project. This is one of Marvel's most high-profile projects, so I'm totally okay with them taking their time, picking the cast rightly, and making sure we get the feature we want. I think a big part of the MCU in the future is being set up by this movie. Another minor update they did give us was a confirmation of Armor Wars coming to Marvel Studios. We actually got quite a bit of Don Cheadle in that Secret Invasion trailer. We'll talk about that in a second. But we got a new logo for that project and it appears that is full steam ahead. Now, as far as Marvel's slate at the presentation, it was pretty staggering and we got all kinds of really great news. So let's start with Werewolf by Night. Now, for quite a long time, we've been hearing that Werewolf by Night will be quite a departure from the normal stuff Marvel Studios is presenting. And quite honestly, the first trailer totally delivered on that. It was actually a little bit creepy, and was indeed in black and white as many of us had been reporting for a couple of months. Now, the trailer did stop a little short of showing us what Werewolf by Night would look like, but we did get a quick peek at the Man-Thing. So it appears a lot of the rumors about that storyline are indeed going to turn out to be true. I also really like the introduction to the trailer with a special presentation. If you were a kid of the 70s and 80s, you always remembered this was the lead-in to this was the lead-in to a lot of great TV, and often when they were showing holiday specials. So I totally love that they put this into the project. Tonally, Werewolf by Night will be completely different than Moon Knight or Doctor Strange. For example, on its surface, it looks pretty much like a classic horror movie. Now, I don't believe it'll be rated R, but it does look like it could be legitimately scary, and we found out when it'll arrive on Disney+. That would be October the 7th. Marvel Studios also gave us a new poster for the project, and it once again invokes that classic horror movie look from the Universal monsters. There's not much to it, but I did like what they gave us, and I am looking forward to seeing what Werewolf by Night looks like in action. Now, one of the other really big trailers we got was for Secret Invasion, and I have to say, this one kind of caught me off guard. If you're a fan of the comic book version of the story, you know it was an epic event pitting Earth's mightiest heroes against the Skrulls in a full-on war. But it appears that this series is going in a little bit of a different direction, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It's pretty clear to me this is going to be a spy espionage thriller, with Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury at the center. Now, in the trailer, they made it pretty clear that no one can be trusted, and while all the show's characters have not yet been identified, this A-list cast gets a chance to shine, and quite honestly, I really like what I'm seeing here. The last time Marvel did a spy thriller that was Winter Soldier, considered by many as one of the best Marvel movies ever. I also noticed quite a bit of Don Cheadle in this trailer, and I actually think this series is going to be a huge setup for Armor Wars. It's pretty unclear right now how it'll all tie together, but between Secret Invasion and Ironheart, I feel like all the pieces for that project are in place. Now, Marvel didn't drop any other new trailers or clips, but I have to say the ones we got were pretty great. But they did reveal big details about two upcoming projects: Captain America New World Order and the Thunderbolts. So let's start with Captain America New World Order. We found out who the villain for Captain America 4 is going to be, and boy does it tie into what's going on right now in the Marvel Universe. It was confirmed at D23 that Tim Blake Nelson has officially joined the cast of the movie as the leader. As many of you know, we've been speculating about the leader being one of the villains for She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Last week's episode had the Wrecking Crew refer to their boss, and many fans jumped right on the idea that the leader would be one of those villains that would absolutely be after Jennifer's blood. Now, how he fits into this Captain America movie, we'll have to wait and see, but the fact that Marvel is bringing back the leader in this movie almost seems to confirm he is indeed one of the villains in She-Hulk. It was also confirmed that Shira Haas will be playing Israeli superheroine Sabra, and Carl Lumbly will reprise his role as Isaiah Bradley. It also appears Daniel Ramirez is coming back from that Disney Plus series, and I totally think he's going to suit up as the Falcon. Those pieces were put in place at the Disney series, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And that brings us to the Thunderbolts. Now, the Thunderbolts are going to arrive in the MCU on July the 26th, 2024. And after months of speculation, Marvel finally let us know who was going to be on this team. And although some of them are fairly predictable, there was at least one big surprise in here. They actually gave us a picture of the team for their project. Let's check it out. Now, on the upcoming Thunderbolts team, from left to right, we have Valentina Allegra De Fontaine, Ghost, David Harbour returning as Red Guardian, which should make a lot of people happy, Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, Sebastian Stan once again returns as Bucky Barnes, Wyatt Russell is back as U.S. Agent, and Olga Yerlenko once again takes up the role of Taskmaster. Now, I have to say, I was hoping for a little more variety on this team, but it is pretty interesting. I couldn't help but notice there's no Abomination and there's no Baron Zemo. But quite honestly, I was curious on how they would make Zemo fit into this, because I don't think the Wakandans are letting him out of jail no matter what. Now, Marvel didn't give any details on who the Thunderbolts are going to face off with. But considering there's 3 characters from that Black Widow movie, and the script is going to be penned by Black Widow scribe Eric Pearson, we should probably be looking to that movie or characters attached to that movie for clues on who the villain is going to be. Now, Marvel did provide some other casting news, but none of it was as big as these stories. We found out Ki-Hu Kwan will play a TVA agent in Season 2 of Loki, and Vincent D'Onofrio, with an eye patch, has been confirmed in Echo. We also found out Randall Park's Jimmy Woo will indeed return in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and I know that'll make a lot of fans happy because he was a fan favorite during WandaVision. Now, I know many fans were probably hoping for some other details from Marvel, and there might be a little bit of disappointment. I know I'm not the only one that wants to know who the Fantastic Four cast is going to be. None of those rumored A-listers we heard about earlier in the week showed up in any presentation, and we didn't find out anything about Deadpool 3. These are all obviously big questions for Marvel fans, so we're going to have to pay attention to that to see where all this goes moving forward. Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with the D23 Expo. We got a lot of great stuff on both the Star Wars and Marvel front, and I think we got a really full plate from Marvel Studios coming up down the road. I did notice not a lot of big reveals on that schedule, and there might be a good reason for that. The storyline for Phase 6 is probably going to be shaped by Phase 5, and there's probably good reasons Kevin Feige hasn't revealed it. Obviously, we follow everything Marvel Studios, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you get all the updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? What was your favorite bit of news from Marvel Studios at D23? And do you think Marvel brought us a full presentation, or were you expecting more? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.